Hello and welcome. I do indeed welcome you. I hope you're having a fantastic day of your life. This video is it's a two-parter, but within the same video. I've been requested quite a while ago by a YouTuber, a subscriber called Tigris Gaul, or Gaul. He suggested, and this is what it's about, YouTube, it's about making a suggestion, me doing a video. That's why I'm here. He suggested that I make a video on on some UK legal EDC knives under £50. So I've made this video. It's my top 5, and then the second part of the video will be another suggestion, so it's kind of a co-op suggestion video. The second part will be another request by another subscriber, Jacob Binstead, and he requested I do a video on the top UK legal knives, like, you know, the best ones you can buy if money's no option, kind of thing. So we'll start off with Tigris. I've put them into five top UK legal knives under £50. They're all under £50, these ones. I'll start with this one. This is a Spyderco, and it's the Spyderco Bug. Very useful knife. I think it's 7CR, 13 MOV. I think it's not 8, but it's one below. Nonetheless, it hasn't rusted. I carry one of these on my keychain all the time. It's very useful. When it's sharp, it's very sharp, and I've cut myself more on this knife than any others. So it's a very useful small EDC knife that's relatively cheap. I think you can get one of these for about £7. So very, very cheap. Yeah, it's made in China, but it's a nice little knife that you can have on your keychain. And it's very useful. So that's the first one. My second one, this is in no particular order, by the way, is another Spyderco Squeak, made in Maniago, Italy. It's a very nice knife, very comfortable. You could have a bit more handle real estate, but it's fine. Very comfortable, jimping on both sides. It's got some excellent steel, the N690 CO steel, resistant to corrosion and oxidization and things. It's remember, these are all legal to carry. It's one-handed opening. It's very unintimidating, a very soft looking knife. It's not gonna worry too many people. It's quite a stubby knife, and it's quite cute. It's a nice pocket clip as well. So that's the Spyderco Squeak. One of these will set you back about £50. So it's to the max here for this one. But you do get what you pay for, and if you did get one of these, probably carrying one of the best everyday carry knives for the UK. That's under £50. So that's another one. This one I did and ah about putting it in, but I like it. It's the Böker Plus Subcom 42 titanium, and it's 440C, so it's high of the medium end steels really. So 440C, it's not bead blasted. It's got titanium handle scales, a lot of jimping everywhere. It's a small knife, very lightweight. It's a useful blade shape, lots of belly. It is all belly, and you can conceal that quite easily. You can remove the pocket clip and have it as kind of a credit card knife. It's not that deep, but it's a nice knife. And again, this is about £40 something. So that's another one. I really like that one. So that's another top one. Now this one, you've got to have VIctorinox in there somewhere. And for one of my top 5 UK EDC knives under £30, it's a Soldier. and this is the 1969 or 19, I think it's 1961. Sorry, Victorinox Soldier. It is a Victorinox, not a Wenger. You can see, yes, the shield. That's how Victorinox used to do the shields. But before anybody jumps the gun, it does say Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless, and '08 is obviously the year that it was made, and they stopped producing these in '08 when they brought out their newer version of the Soldier. So this is a Victorinox Soldier. If you can't get these, if you have problems getting one of these, Victorinox also do kind of a replacement really called the Farmer. It's a bit heavier, but that's because it's got this very useful saw on it, and keychain ring and nameplate. So that's kind of a bit of an upgrade, and it's got the classic, the updated Victorinox cross and shield. So got to have a Victorinox Soldier. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Soldier, it can be any Victorinox penknife, but I thought I'd put this in there because they're very cheap. You're talking £20 roughly, so half of that budget, less than half of the budget already. The knives are okay, they stay sharp for a good while, and you've got the added bonus of all the other tools, including the scissors and the corkscrew and things like that. So Victorinox, you have to go in there somewhere, just because of your value and your lifetime warranty and things like that. And again, I said no particular order, but this really is my favourite. Under £50, I think they are £50 now. I think I got this for £40 when it first came out. This is of course another Spyderco. It's a Spyderco UKPK or UK penknife. The shape, for me anyway, and for a lot of people, it's the most comfortable Spyderco you will ever own. And it's so lightweight. I think this thing runs at 40 something grams. You barely notice it, and that can be a bit of a negative point in that you might forget that it's fallen out your pocket, but the pocket clip is very decent, so there's no threat of that happening. It's very comfortable, very light, made in America, and the blade steel is CTS BD1, which is carpenter steel. Not true carpenter steel, but it's of a high quality, and it keeps its edge for a while, and it's quite easy to sharpen. So again, that's Spyderco UKPK, and they are my top 5 UK legal EDC knives under £50. So thank you to Tigris. Another mention to the top 5 UK legal EDC knives would be the Spyderco Grasshopper. If you're not too keen on how small the bug is, but you can't afford a UKPK, the Grasshopper is a nice go-between. I think it runs at about £13 or £15, and it's not too small either. It's got a nice blade shape. It's essentially the same blade shape as on a Spyderco Military, one of their best knives, and it's got a decent handle, and it's 8CR13 MOV, the same steel that is on a Spyderco Tenacious, which is legendary as well. So I thought I'd just mention that I didn't include that just because of the usefulness of the bug being on a keychain, but that's another one to ponder over as well. Now we're into part 2 of this video. This was requested by Jacob Binstead. He basically wanted me to list the top UK legal knives. Now, if you haven't already checked out my UK legal knife options, there's about £1,000 worth of knives in that video, and I was inspired by another YouTube user. I've forgotten his name, really do apologise, but he made a really nice video that had a lot of knives in it, that gave me a lot of ideas of making my UK legal knife option video. But go check that one out, it's on my channel, and it's a very, very good video, and it gives you a lot of different options in terms of pen knives, tools, and the obvious Spydercos and things. So if money was no option and you had to keep them all UK legal, I'll give you a list of the ones that I would buy, taking away rust issues, how intimidating they look and things like that. So obviously money no issue. I mean, it's not expensive anyway, but we've got a Spyderco bug here, so that has to be in there. Got a Spyderco Grasshopper, again that's quite cheap, so that's a top UK legal. knife. Then we go to a little bit more traditional. I've got a Spyderco, a Victorinox Soldier. That's a top one. It's not very heavy, and it's got a decent blade on there, very decent. And it's also got a reamer or puncher. But there you go. So that's those. Then I've got a Spyderco Squeak. That's a top one. Very friendly looking. You know, as a knife is, it's quite friendly looking. It won't raise too many questions. That's a Spyderco Squeak, that one. Then I've got a similar kind of knife, Spyderco Pingo. It's a little bit more dangerous because there's no jimping on the top, so it's quite smooth and it's quite easy to close on yourself. There's a bit of jimping there, but it runs along the same line as the cutting edge, so it's a little bit, you've got to be a bit more careful with this knife, and not one-handed opening because of that small hole, but that's because it was initially designed for use in Denmark, where they can't have any knives that open with one hand. But as you can see, it's no problem for this monkey. There we go. So that's that one. So that's quite a decent one. Then we go to the more traditional Spyderco UKPK. That's a top UK legal knife. Very comfortable, lightweight, as I've said in part one of the video, really. So that's the top one. And then we go for a bit more upmarket. This is a Böker, not a Böker Plus, but just a Böker Cox. But this is the Henny Haynes edition. Now you can get the normal Cox, but it's more expensive than this. I think I paid about 120 something for this, and for the normal Böker Cox it's £147. So it's more. But I think, if I'm right in saying, that you can have it with a. I think it does come with a. Oh no, it is stainless. So my apologies. It is stainless. So same steel and everything, but a little bit different. But that's the Böker Cox CDC, and it's a nice UK legal knife. It's not too intimidating, but it is. You know, you've got nail nick to open it, but it's a nice gentleman's folder, really. If you've seen my classy knife videos, but that is a top UK legal knife. If money was no object. And speaking of if money was no object, brings me to my final top one, which of course is the UKPK, but in titanium handle scales and S30V blade steel, made in America. The most comfortable knife, in my opinion, well, for me anyway, and a lot of other people. Just got a huge upgrade. This is perfection. You really can't get much better than this in terms of a UK legal knife. What Spyderco did and what Sal did is they designed a knife specifically for the UK knife laws, and they just pimped out, they upgraded all of the components. They gave it the titanium handle scales, which are the same as the Sage 2. And they gave it the S30V blade steel, which is high-end steel. Keeps its edge for a long time, and it's not too difficult to sharpen. I can't think of another knife that goes beyond this, really, in terms of just in terms of its individual merits. It is a bit heavier, of course, but the comfortability of it, the blade shape, the deployment, the retention, the steel, the pocket clip, you name it. I can't think of another knife that trumps this. But this is obviously all just my opinion, but it doesn't really get any better than that, I don't think. So they are all of my top UK legal to carry knives. A little bit more of my opinion. Would I carry all of them? It depends which police officer you get, really, doesn't it? Now, another knife that I just now forgot to mention, actually, is this Böker plus Subcom 42 titanium handle scales. That's another decent UK legal knife to carry. So there are a nice selection. And going back to what I was about to say about would I carry them all, I normally carry this every day, always really. Sometimes I'll swap it for a smaller knife, but classy knives like these two, I'll rarely take this one out just because it's limited to 100, and mine's 91 out of 100. So I don't know the order in which they gave them out, sold them, but I wouldn't want to lose this or get it confiscated or just thrown into an incinerator. It's just not worth it. The UKPK titanium, I would love to carry this out and about all the time, but again, it really depends on who you meet. I've never been stopped by the police ever in my entire life, and touch wood, I never will have to be. But it depends where you live and your crime rates and things like that. Obviously, if they're all target driven, government sectors are becoming more like businesses nowadays, and especially with the police, it's not protect and serve as much, it's they collect and serve. Is that the way? They're just after your money really a lot of the time, because you know these services cost money, and my own experience in these kind of areas is that they need as much money as possible to warrant them being there, which is a bit of another subject really. But what I'm trying to say is, if that is the main goal, to collect and to fine you and all the rest of it, you know, that they're gonna look for any excuse, is what I'm trying to say. And if you live in a high crime area, there's a high statistic of knife crime and things, the police won't bat an eyelid with taking knives off you, or even if they're UK legal, and they don't mind taking you to court and or incinerating it, or you know, giving you a fine. I mean, they want to reduce their figures at the end of the day. It's not, you know, knives don't kill people, it's people kill people. You'll always have knives, you'll always have weapons. It's not the knife, it's the intent really, and how stupid you can be with any object. It doesn't have to be, because I don't ever view these as weapons, I view them as tools. But you can be stupid and you can want to hurt someone with a tool, whether it's your fist or whether it's, you know, a sharp object. But anyway, I'm being philosophical about it. These are the top UK legal knives to carry, if money was not really any object. One of these UKPKs, yes, you can try and get it imported, but with customs and everything, if you do get caught, I say caught, if customs are effective, then yes, you might end up paying the same or more than if you were to just buy it from the UK market. So it's your choice. But one of these is about £174, £73, so you're getting nearly £200 for a knife, which is expensive even in my book. But yeah, if you wanted to settle for an in-between, VIctorinox penknife is quite a safe option, or a Squeak, maybe a UKPK. But for most people that don't use knives on an everyday basis, just a little bug or a grasshopper may serve you well. Anyway, this video is quite long now, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you agree with me, check out Facebook and Twitter, where you can comment on specific videos and whatnot, and I do check them all the time. Please do rate the video, thumbs up. Don't thumbs it down just because you're not into knives or anything like that. Explain it on the Facebook or Twitter. Just say why you thumbs it down. Or maybe it was because of the video. Maybe it's something about the content. I don't know. But do that, and please subscribe because it helps me. Give me some suggestions as well. More suggestions. I welcome them. Whichever medium. Send me a private message over YouTube. Whatever your preferred choice, and I will endeavour to do them. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Take care.